again. If you are here, tell me if you're getting an echo. We got a horrible echo. Apparently everybody, no one can hear it but me and Kara. But we had to end it because there's no way I was going to be able to get through that with that echo. It was really bad. So again, now we're back for the third time. I apologize for all of the craziness. Welcome, welcome, welcome to George Mossey's show. We're going to talk about the other way. If you hear an echo, please tell me. Okay, thank God. Thank God. The echo is gone. Now we can get started because I think we're good. They said the echo has left the building. So I'm really excited. So, okay. Once Kara and Dee Dee join, we're going to jump back into this. Oh, you're already here.
I'm here.
We're here.
And I have
the sound is better. We can get started. Thank God, you know, because I have no idea what's going on, but the echo is gone. So we're going to talk about this episode the other way. And I wanted to talk about this bed post, frame, headboard. I don't know what you call it. So Starper's bed kind of does look like it's had 2,500 women in it, right? It definitely looked like something that you would get off the side of the road or in a dumpster. And he said it was 12 years old.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, how long do people keep beds? Because like the bed that I have now, I just bought in May. And the bed that I replaced it with, I bought like 2 years ago. Do people keep beds a really long time?
They say you're supposed to replace them every 7 years. Is what I heard.
7 years. Okay.
I don't. I replace mine probably once every 2-3 years.
I go about 3 years.
Yeah, I was going to say I do the same. And my mattresses, I don't think I've kept a mattress more than 5 years, right? I think because they're not comfortable anymore. Like after a while, they get too stiff. Yeah. I have to get rid of them. And I have to have memory foam. And memory foam doesn't really hold up. Like memory foam is kind of, after a while, it loses it doesn't jump back up.
Yeah.
So I have to do that.
Yep.
So what do we think about Shekinah's expectations for his apartment? Are these normal expectations? Do you think that having a video game room is too childish for a 43-year-old man? Like, or do we feel like Shekinah has high expectations and no reason to have them?
I can't stand her, first of all.
Well,
second of all, she's been there. Third, she's not only been there, but who gives a shit? He was living alone this whole time. Who cares if he's got a video game room? It's not like he's got a 50 Shades of Grey room. I could see her freaking out over that, but you thought...
Yeah, she was giving me Kimberly vibes. Yeah. I mean, as soon as she walked in the apartment, she was complaining about everything, except for the only difference between her and Kimberly is she didn't lose her shit like Kimberly did. She was more calm and respectful.
Well, her face would have burst if she threw a fit. So there's that.
So
well, yeah.
Mark, that's true. This wasn't her first trip to his house, and this wasn't her first trip to the bed.
Yeah.
So what's different? Because when she was just somebody that he brought home to sleep with, it was okay. But now that she's living there, it's not okay. Like, is there a difference? Because I don't know. I feel like if he brought her home and she saw that bed and she saw all that, would she still sleep with him? Or like, I don't know, because now she's acting like she don't want to sleep with him now. They've already been there and already done that.
Yeah. She's just being a baby. Like, I get wanting a new bed. She should want a new bed. He should have had that. But you were already with him in that bed after the other 2,400 other people.
Well,
yeah, she didn't notice all that stuff in his apartment. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
That was my next question. What would possess her to want to be number 2501 in his life? Because I was like, what has she been through that she's excited to be number 2501? And did you notice on his way to pick her up from the airport, he was like bragging. He's like, I've given up my Playboy lifestyle and I've changed my life for her. And I was like, you're not a saint for becoming a non-male whore. Yeah. Okay? Like that doesn't make you a saint. You were a male whore for 43 years, and it's like he wants an award for saying, I hung up my thought card, so everyone should pat me on the back because I'm no longer a thought. Like, you don't get an award for no longer being a thought. Like, you should have wanted to settle down a long time ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he was like saying how he was with anywhere from 3 to 6 different women a day. That's disgusting. Who would want to tell somebody or any, especially the world, that you are with that many women or men in one day. That is disgusting.
And he's proud. This is like bragging for him. Like, that's what's wild to me.
We all know she's a gold digger. We know that. We know that she tried to be on the Match Me with a Millionaire or whatever the hell that show was called. She wants 5 minutes of fame and a good-looking rich guy. That's all she wants.
But is
Sarper really? I mean, is he rich?
Right. I don't think he's rich, but I think that it's the TV exposure that she thinks is going to get them there.
Okay, because looking at his apartment, I'm not seeing a millionaire.
Not at all.
It's nice, but I'm not seeing a millionaire. And I was like, her last husband owned hotels, so the money was there. And let's not forget that she was 23 years old when she got pregnant by a 50-year-old man.
Yep.
That is not something that is typical, and I think the amount of money
from Matchbox 20, who said that?
Yeah, the date that she went on Millionaire Matchmaker was the guitarist from Matchbox 20. That is actually accurate.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It's funny because I'm a huge Matchbox 20 fan. Like, went to their shows, waited out back to meet them. Like, I'm a big fan, so I was kind of impressed. I was like, good for her, but I was like, this is a pattern for her. So when she got pregnant at 23 by a 50-year-old man, there's a certain type of person that would do something like that, right? I don't know a lot of 23-year-old girls who have a 50-year-old baby daddy.
Right.
Like, that is something very specific, and I feel like the amount of money in his bank account had a lot to do with how she ended up pregnant. I'm just saying. I don't know her. I'm not shaming anybody. I think you can do whatever you want, but I guarantee you if he didn't have millions of dollars in the bank, she wouldn't be pregnant by a 50-year-old man at the time. That's just what I'm saying.
So this says Sarper's net worth is about $300,000 before the show. So.
Well, he's not broke.
He's not broke.
Not broke, but he ain't rich neither.
No.
He's not
nothing
broke.
Nothing like her ex-husband.
How much is she getting from her ex-husband for child support? He's obviously got a lot of money, and she just sends the kid off to boarding school, so the money's not going to the kid. The money's going to her face, her boobs, her butt, everything else. All of her lips, all of them.
So do you think that she's going to be using the money that she should be using on her daughter on Sarper? You think so?
No, I think she's using it on her surgery.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that child support is in all of her lips, in her butt, in her face, in her boobs. It's everywhere.
And I don't care what anybody says. She is a what do you call them women? She's a call girl. Yeah. Talking about that she does all these fancy parties, that she hosts all these parties. Yeah, you get paid to go to all these nice parties. You hosting them, all right? You sure are.
Yep.
So like an escort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You accompany rich men to nice events.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with
that does make sense because she said that she makes a ton of money to go to parties. That's questionable, right? Because I think we were talking about that on the show earlier. I was like, how do we sign up? Because we go to parties and no one gives us any money. We normally have to buy our own drinks, right? So like, how do we sign up? Because I'm interested in that. But now I don't think I want to be an escort though. I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Am I looking for that? I don't know.
But hey, you want to pay me to go to a party? I'm down. I love to party.
Well, right. If I can get paid to party, that's like my dream job. Sign me up. Like, I'm down.
So, but I think she's escort.
So she's worth over $400,000. He's worth over $300,000. So together they're doing okay, especially if the child support keeps coming in.
Well, right. 400,000 isn't bad.
Yeah,
not bad at all. Because I'm pretty sure she's probably
with the lifestyle she's living,
and that's just what she reported.
Well, right. There's definitely, because I think with escorting you get cash, right?
Yeah.
Like money you don't have to tell anybody about. Well, Mark said that she would be the second escort on TLC this year. Mark, would you like to tell us who the first one was?
Wait, I know this.
Wait, you know the answer?
Who was it?
Who was the first escort?
I can't remember, but I remember hearing this.
This year?
No, I have to...
Was it on Match Me Abroad? Mark, don't leave me hanging. Who was it? Oh, Portuguese Princess says she's self-employed. See, that's a very respectful way of putting it. She's a self-employed person.
She's an escort.
One was on Match Me Abroad. Was it the girl you were with?
Oh, Carmela is who I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah, she was an escort.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
So this would be the third one.
But wait a minute. No. Then, yeah, that'll be the third one because we already know Carmela was a escort.
Well, she didn't deny that. She didn't deny that.
That other lady, I can't remember her name. She gave me escort vibes too. On Match Me Abroad. Crap. I can't think of her name. There's so many different people we're dealing with. The one that went to Morocco. Not Natalia, but the other one that went to Morocco.
I don't know who you're talking about. There was Susan, Nathalie, the one girl, what was her name? There was Susan, Nathalie.
Girl.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name.
And had a boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend?
She never had a boyfriend.
She
was
never, She had never had a boyfriend in her life.
Come on.
She never had a boyfriend. She was never in a relationship. So
That's a lie.
She's easily an escort. I think she's easily an escort.
Well, she gave me escort vibes from the beginning.
She's never had a boyfriend and she's never been in a relationship because she's got a different freaking boyfriend every day, right?
But we're talking about the same person, right? Like, were people paying for her?
Well, I mean,
you have to look a certain way, I feel like. Oh, Mark said it, one of the Moroccan girls that he was matched with, not like a star of the show.
Huh.
Okay, so no, not one of the, because I knew it wasn't Nathalie. There's no way. Like, she was.
No, not her. It was the lady that went to look for a Moroccan and then got a boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
The one that's never been in a relationship.
Yeah. For some reason, I can't think of her name.
Me neither.
It's a weird name, and it's like on the tip of my tongue. Danica. Thank you, Mark.
That's it.
Danica.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, Danica, the side piece of Mississippi. Yeah, she was the side piece. She said that she was always somebody's secret girlfriend or secret hookup. She never had like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, she didn't give me escort vibes. I'm sorry. Like, I get vibes. She didn't give them to me. Like, I felt like she didn't have the confidence to be an escort.
Really?
Like, no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Now this makes it seem like I'm out here buying escorts. That's not true. Like, now I feel like
now we know, George.
Right.
Now
I feel like people are gonna watch this and be like, well, we know what he spends his money on. That's no. I just meant like what I assume the vibes would be. I don't know. I've never actually bought one. I was just saying, like,
you'd be surprised. You would be surprised, like who you would know that's an escort. I mean, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Ryzen Soul says that Sarper and Shana, I can't talk. Shekinah are escorts, and Sarper admitted it because, you know, Sarper did admit to us that he was a stripper, exotic, I can't use that word, exotic dancer, and he hooked up with basically every bride that was hot that he danced for. So Sarper has never not been honest about him being an escort. He basically told us from the beginning.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprising that he ended up with someone who does the same thing he does, right? Because that's something in common. Yes, that was simply an observation. Portuguese Princess, I don't have like a lot of experience of going to Vegas and buying escorts. I don't want people to like take that out of context and then make a video about it and then put me on YouTube. I don't actually do that. Honestly, I don't.
I will never forget her name because I can't get over she kind of want this and she kind of want that.
Yeah, I always felt like her name was so unfitting for who she, like, you know when you hear somebody's name and then you look at them and sometimes they look like their name? Her name is the complete opposite. When I hear her name and then I see her, I'm like, her mom was like, hi, right? Like, what? Like, you named her Shekinah? Like, of all the names, I'm like, that is so unbecoming and so strange. But it's fine. She owns it. You know, she didn't try to get a nickname and change it. She owned it. I like that. Because my name is George and I hate it. And I had half of mine to change it, but I didn't. I owned it.
I don't think that that's her real name.
Really? You think she made it up? Because it's more interesting.
Yeah.
That was fine. I don't know.
What'd you say?
I said, who you asking that to?
Dee Dee, what'd you say?
Oh, I said, because that's her escort name.
See?
It's very memorable. When you hear it once, you can't, like you said, Carl, you can't forget it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's probably, oh yeah, Rising Soul says she looks like a Chloe. I see that so much. I see her as a Chloe, like 100%.
I gotta look and see if
I
can find it.
Yeah, tell me if she has a real name or if that is a real name or if it's just a middle name or whatever. That would be interesting. So I want to jump over to Kimberly and TJ real quick because we watched them, I don't know, kind of break up, right? And I felt like it was warranted because I felt like Kimberly, in my opinion...
No, this says her real name is Shekinah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean...
Her name is Shekinah Garner.
No, Donna, no. I was not asking where the escorts are. No. I was not. I promise I wasn't. I don't even know where they are. Like, believe it or not, I don't. Okay, so TJ was sick of Kimberly's whiny bullshit, right? And I feel like we were all on the same page with that. Like, he was to the point where he's just like, you make me feel like I'm not a good person. And I don't want you in my life if you're going to make me feel like I'm not a good person because I know that I am. And I felt that. Like, I felt that a lot. I was like, she does. She spends 99% of her day making other people feel bad about themselves and then refusing to apologize about her behavior. And then she kind of did the same shit that Amanda did. She was like, well, why are you not, like, calling me back and texting me back? Why don't you love me? And I'm like, he doesn't love you because you're evil, you're toxic, you're disgusting, your behavior is unacceptable. And since the moment you arrived in India, your main goal was to make this man's life blow up. You've never given him one moment of peace since he got there. So it's like, I get why he was just like, don't even text me. I just need 24 hours without your negativity. Because that's all she's brought to India since she's arrived is just negativity and bullshit. She hasn't had one moment where she was smiling. If you ever notice, every time they come and put her face on the screen, she has some bitch-ass look on her face. Like, she is always angry. She's always crying. She's always saying that no one is listening to her, and she's a victim, and everyone is out to get her. And then when she tells the story, she's like, well, I was sitting down being nice and respectful, and his family was mean to me. And I'm like, yeah, you're lying. You were being disrespectful to him. You're being disrespectful to his family. You was being disrespectful to the whole country you're in. That's why people hate you, because you have no respect for literally any living thing but yourself. And even her parents were like, do you think maybe the way you were talking to him or the way that, because they were like, you have to act like you want to be here. Because I was like, in my opinion, you've made it seem like marrying him would be a mistake. And if that's how you feel, that's exactly what he should do. He should not marry you. Because she was like, well, I never intended on living with you. And he's like, I told you from the beginning, in my culture, if you want to marry me, we're going to live together. And then she's like, well, that's not what I wanted. And I'm thinking like, well, why are you here? Like, this was all information given to you when you were here a year ago. You just decided you didn't like it and you weren't going to do it. But that doesn't change the fact that that's what's going to happen if you want to be with them. Right? I just feel like she's so dismissive of their culture, and she's so dismissive of his family's opinion and his opinion too. I've never seen a scene with TJ and her talking where he's nodded or agreed with anything she's done or said. He's so done with her behavior. And I'm like looking at him, I'm like, how is he all there that he thinks that this woman is a catch? Right? And I was like, what has he been through? Who hurt him? Why does he feel like this is something that I want to put up with for the rest of my life? I don't have to. I'm going to do it because I want to. And that makes me question like him. Like, what's going on up here that you would let her destroy your family from the inside just so she could make your life miserable. But she doesn't even do anything for him. She literally makes him unhappy and uncomfortable in every situation he's in.
Yeah. So first of all, can I change my list of people I hate in the order?
Again?
Because she is top of my list of hate. Like, she bumped Christian down a couple notches. So it is definitely Kimberly, Amanda, then Christian. All three, top three. But I fucking hate Kimberly. Also, can we invite her to this live so I can shred her?
Yes.
I cannot stand this.
Yes.
She probably wouldn't accept it. I mean, somebody tag her. Tag her. If she wants to come in, I'll let her in. But I don't want to like.
She is so freaking rude. She is so disrespectful. We've been reading on social media. Yes, we've been reading on social media how she is trying to degrade everybody and it's done said that she don't owe nothing to nobody that watches that show.
Yep.
That, I mean, and then you go on her Instagram and that's all she's doing is just degrading people. Yep. Everybody. Yep. Degrading everybody. That she is not going to apologize of how she is, who she is, how she talks, or how she treats people.
Yep. Yeah, she said that she's definitely not sorry. She doesn't feel bad. And if people don't like what she has to say, I think she said don't watch the show. I think, isn't that what she said?
Yep.
We don't have permission to watch the show because she told us we shouldn't be watching it. Scotty, Team Scotty, love you, Scott. I just feel like she's gotta be, well, I was gonna say the worst toxic of the season, but I don't know, Amanda's pretty far up the list, right? I feel like Amanda's really put in a lot of hard work to be the most toxic person this season. Like, she worked extra hard. She put in overtime hours. She was working nights, weekends, holidays, overnight shifts. She was sweeping and doing janitorial work after hours. Like, Amanda really put in the work to be the most hated person this season. Because she said, I think you said it earlier, you were like, oh my gosh, you're my soulmate. I've never loved anyone like you. And then you were like, girl, your husband just died. You know what you mean? This is your soulmate. That was literally like a few
months. Been down, he was her soulmate.
Right. So I think it's hard. Kimberly is definitely up there with people that are just unapologetically rude. And
well, I was going to invite her, but she has me blocked.
She has you blocked?
Yeah.
Donna tagged her.
Perfect.
But she was in one of the earlier lives we did in the season. She was in here. She didn't say anything, but she was in the room. So I wonder if she blocked you from that. Because I don't...
God. You tagged Amanda too. Bring them on. Bring them on. Because I can't stand either one of them.
Yeah, bring both those bitches here.
Yep.
Love to ask them just a couple of questions. Nothing too much.
I got nothing to ask them. I want to say my peace of mind, and then they can block me forever. Like, both of those bitches.
I just feel like Kimberly goes out of her way to make other people feel uncomfortable and miserable. And it's just really hard for me to watch her because she just has no remorse for other people's feelings. She just says horrible things to people and doesn't care how it affects people. And then when other people say something horrible back, she's like, how dare you say I'm stupid? Or how dare you make an assumption about me? And I was like, but that's literally what you're doing to other people. But when they do it to you, it's blasphemy. Like, you could never speak to me that way, but I can talk to you however the hell I want. Like, that's my issue with her. It's like, respect. You demanding respect, you have to give respect. If you want people to respect you and your point of view and your perspective, you have to present it in a respectful way. You can't
and there's no way possible. She is a freaking clairvoyant or whatever you say, however you say it in English. And there is no way possible she is a freaking psychic medium.
There ain't no way possible she's even a fucking human. This girl is the devil. She's the devil. Like, she has been just, I can't with her. I cannot with her. She's so full of shit. The only thing good about her is her parents. They seem so sweet. Like,
they did.
I watched all of her movies that she's been in that are like 70s at best college backyard podunk film bullshit. She can't act. She can't do nothing. Like, this girl is so stupid. She claims she's clairvoyant, all that stuff. She isn't shit. She's just some little girl that ended up on TV on a reality show acting, and now she's already left TJ and she's with his fucking cousin. Because she's a
Wait, is it his
whore.
cousin?
It's his cousin.
Oh, it's his
she's
cousin.
She's a whore. And
So,
I'm not
yeah.
sorry.
Spoiler alert. I don't know if you guys knew that already, so spoiler alert if you weren't aware.
Social media, everybody knows. Everybody's been talking about it.
Yeah.
So no, it's not.
Okay, so
Not spoiler alert.
I think you guys know they're not together or whatever, and she's in NYC with his cousin. So yeah, spoiler alert if you didn't know, my bad. Now you do. You're gonna find out really soon anyway if you didn't, because like they said, it's everywhere. It's hard to scroll through without.
But
seeing
George,
it.
everybody knows everything, because if you get on her Instagram, she is telling everything about TLC. She's talking, unless she's taking them down. She was saying all the ins and outs of TLC. Yep. She was pretty much dogging TLC. She was saying everything that goes behind the camera, behind the scenes, behind the cameras, what she's doing, who she's with. She was even saying how bored she is with the show, and then she probably wouldn't even make it until the end of the show.
Yeah. She's terrible. Scott, it's what the hell's
her name is Kimberly
Rochelle.
Somebody tag it for Scott. I'm trying to find it. Kimberly Rochelle official. Well, yeah, the NDA is done. So yeah, we're not going to see much more of her on any other show, because once you break your NDA, that's it. But I don't think she cares. She's one of those people who thinks that the rules don't apply to her. They apply to other people around her. So I feel like she doesn't care because she can do what she wants because she's Kimberly. Other people have to do what they're told.
She said that she's traumatized, that people with trauma overtalk or over-explain or whatever. She's a lie.
Yep.
She is a lie.
I agree, Portuguese Princess. TJ deserves better. He seems like a decent guy. Like, we didn't get a lot of personality from him, but he definitely deserves someone who's not going to make him feel like he's inadequate and terrible at being a husband or boyfriend or fiance. Because that's all she did the whole time she was there, was tell him how he's not good enough, he doesn't listen, he can't provide, he's a horrible person. No one deserves to be told that every single day by the person that they've compromised with and built an entire apartment for. Yep. Like, no thank you, no thanks for dealing with me, because good God, he's dealing with this woman. Why would he even do that? You would need to pay me, right? You need to pay me.
I love that he broke up with her. That made my heart happy.
That was the best thing that he needed to do. She needed to be knocked down a few notches to show that, hey, you treat people like shit, people can walk away from you. You are no prize, okay? Yep. You're no prize. You are not the catch.
Yep.
I mean, there might be somebody out there who wants to deal with that, but he don't have to deal with that.
Yep.
She made it seem like that was the best that he could do. Nah, he can do better than that. He can find anybody, literally any living person, anyone could be a better mate to him than what she was. In those like 2 weeks that she was there, I was so done with her. I would have had her escorted out of my country.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been like, she can't even be here. I don't even want her on the same land as me. She has to go.
Yeah. Yep.
And then she was talking about how her my English is going out again tonight. Then she was talking about her spiritual, whatever you want to call it, was telling her that everything is okay, that she's overreacting, that everything's going to turn out fine. What spiritual? The demons? The spiritual demons?
Spiritual advisor is the devil. And it's right.
Well, her spiritual advisor is just her. It's a different personality of hers telling her that everything is fine, right? Like, it's herself, like, you didn't do anything wrong, Kimberly. You would have never. They're just, all the people in this country hate you because you're better than them. Yeah. Like, that's her mind. That's the voice in her head. That's what she thinks is going on. That's how she talks to herself.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to talk about Johan and Danielle because they went to see a lawyer about a visa, because we know the whole purpose that Johan deals with Danielle at all is because he was under the impression that he was going to move to America and make a better life for himself.
wait. Can we change my list of people I hate?
Again? Well, where does Danielle fall on that list?
Let's see. Kimberly, Amanda, Danielle, Christian.
So wait, Christian is down now?
Yeah.
What?
Because I
see
really
Christian is still up high for me.
I can't say Christian, but I really hate those bitches.
And my top two is still Angela and Ed. Those two will never change.
Yeah.
Those are my top two.
I
can't wait to go after them tomorrow too.
I agree, but I feel like they're a different category. They're like the OG hate list and the new G hate list.
I mean, yeah, they're newer, so they didn't work up the score as the OGs did. Like every season you get like a hate score and it keeps accumulating, right?
And
so I get it.
Ed are at a 25 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Danielle wants to get him a tourist visa, which isn't going to work because first of all, he's dealing with her and he married her. So I feel like he earned a visa, right? Like, I feel like he's paid his dues. He took one for the team, right? Now he should be rewarded with the visa that he deserves. And if she thinks that she gets to travel back and forth, why the hell can't he? Why can't he go over there and make some money too? Because Lord knows she's not going to do it.
Yep.
Right? So it's like, why can't he, like, why does she feel like she has the power to say what he can and can't do? Like, she wants to say, well, I don't think we're in a good place, so I don't want you to get a visa. But y'all are talking about having a baby. Yeah. So visa, no, baby, yes. Where's the logic here?
There is no logic between them. And I'm so glad the dog pissed on me. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I can't with her. I just can't with her. And her top ramen hair. I just can't.
Well, she definitely wants to control what he can and can't do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why she ended up marrying someone from the DR, because she's always going to be over them. Like, she's like, well, I'm giving you this opportunity and I'm going to be able to give you a life you couldn't have. I get to decide if you get to have a visa or not. I just don't like the way that she puts things over his head. Like, it has to be approved by her. Like, she's some sort of higher power.
She literally said verbatim, she said, I know what visa I'm willing to get.
Right. Like, it was up to her.
Yeah.
Like, she's the grantor of visa. She's immigration. Right. That really bothered me.
If she gives him the tourist visa, if he ups and runs, then she's not going to be responsible for him. But if she gets him the spousal visa, she's going to be responsible for him. Even if he ups and runs, she's still going to be responsible for 10 years, at least 10 years. And we know he's going to take care of anybody. She can't take care of anybody. The woman bankrupt. She don't got the money.
Well, we know that he's going to run. We know that.
If he was here in the U.S., he would be, I mean, I'm sure he's a hot commodity now, but if he was in the U.S., dude, he would have girls beating his door down.
Well, look how fast Hamza was able to move in with someone after he got here. Look how fast Muhammad was able to find someone after he got here with Eve. Yep. Once you get over here, there's women who will take you in. Yep. You got to get here first. And I think Danielle knows if she brings him over here and realizes that there are other women who are not like her, he's going to run. Like, he's going to be like, wait, there's women who would actually treat me like a human being, who would actually let me be an adult man and make my own decisions. And he's going to run. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Yep, absolutely. He would be a hot commodity. I hope he gets here, and I hope the right sweeps him up.
And I hope he runs like there is no tomorrow. Run, Forrest, run.
Yep.
So, wait. Okay, so no, I want to talk about Brandon and Mary. So this episode, we found out that, well, we knew already, but we found out that Mary was pregnant. So apparently Grandpa was in Manila working, and he's working, but he can't help pay no bills. But we're going to get to that later. And Brandon and Mary took this time to be humping rabbits, and they decided to get pregnant, which is interesting because Mary didn't want to ask her grandparents to help with any bills because that in their culture would be very disrespectful. But I guess it's not disrespectful for her to get pregnant before getting married.
Yep.
Like, I'm trying to understand, like, because she's like, in our culture, you can't ask your parents for help. You have to be the one. But I was like, your grandparents also said there's absolutely no chance you should be having sex before marriage, but that's fine. You're doing that. You're not worried about that. And then you get pregnant, which, but the timing is weird.
We're actually trying to get pregnant.
Well, yeah, she says she had baby fever. Yeah. She had baby fever. This was, neither of them worked. They're both sitting at home looking at each other all day with no jobs. And they're like, hey, this is hard. We have bills. You know what we should do? Bring another person into this situation. Yeah, that's something that we should do.
We'll be good parents because we have nothing to offer. So we'll be great parents.
That whole statement.
People keep trying to bring children into the picture. Then
he said,
he's talking about having a baby.
Making a baby will make us a better couple, he said.
No, making a baby does not make you a better couple.
I almost lost my mind when he said that. How will that make you a better couple? You guys weren't even a good couple to begin with. Now you're going to throw a kid in there? Oh, that's a bad situation. It's a bad situation.
I feel so bad for the baby because the situation was already dire. It's been 3 months. Nobody's working. And the grandparents are working, but they don't have to contribute. So they just get to keep all the money and live for free in the house. So I'm like, I'm trying to understand how this is, because she's like, I'm so happy now we're going to have a baby. And I was like, shit's bad now. Shit's going to be way worse now that you have a baby that doesn't care that you're broke. It's going to want food. It's going to need clothes. It's going to need diapers. It's going to need all of this. And I was like, y'all are both babies. Like, Brandon is like a baby. She's an even bigger baby. Who's going to actually take care of the real baby?
Yeah. Well, Daddy.
Mary's going to get jealous because he's showing the baby more attention than her.
It's going to be Daddy Puddin' taking care of it.
So what do we think about the baby and who it belongs to? Because I want to get into that because he has been there for 3 months.
It's Puddin's.
So, timing-wise, it could be his. Do you think it's his? Do you think that she's been sleeping with more than one person?
Yeah, she's been sleeping with.
She was not no virgin. He talking about he popped her cherry. What the?
But guys, remember I asked you? I was like, would he be able to know that? And you guys said
he didn't. He said when she said I popped her cherry.
So wait,
he didn't know that.
So he didn't know because you said that you would know.
You would know if there was a cherry to pop. Puddin' already put the cherry in the Jello.
But I feel like he's not gonna put the two in. He's not gonna put the 2 and 2 together because that should have been his first question when they did become intimate. Be like, hey, what's up with the fact that nothing? I don't want to get too graphic, but like, what's up with the fact that there weren't any signs that nobody's been in the area? You know, because
else's skid marks in here, buddy.
Right. Like I feel like
she probably started crying and hyperventilating and all that other, throwing a temper tantrum. So yeah.
Makes the Jello with the pudding on top. Yes.
Well, Donna thinks it's his. And I don't know. Like
it comes out.
Well, yeah,
I'm with her on this one. Me and Cara's been saying it from the beginning. Puddin's the one that popped her cherry. I think that's Puddin's baby.
Yep. I think the best part about this situation is with her and him being from 2 different countries and backgrounds. It'll be obvious if the baby belongs to him or not. Like, we don't even need to call Maury Povich. Like, we can go by visual. Yes. If this baby is full, her nationality or mixed, like, that's the best part about it because going by someone's word is impossible. So I was like, I feel like it could be theirs because he admitted that they were trying or whatever. But again, you can't put anything past anybody anymore. She told him that there were rolling blackouts and there was no internet. And she was hanging with her friends the whole time, having fun and partying and not thinking about him. So it's like, you can't really put nothing past her.
He said, we were trying. I didn't think it would be that fast. First of all. Second of all, you don't have sex and take a pregnancy test and voila, it's positive. That's not how any of this process works.
Well, aren't you supposed to have sex and then you miss your period and then you take a pregnancy test? That's what I thought.
Yes. So she has sex, takes a pregnancy test, and bam, there it is.
But I don't think he knows any better. Like, I feel like he would believe whatever she said. So wait, what if the baby comes out and it's clearly not his, like visually? You think he's still gonna think it's his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the baby's got your genes.
Right. He'll be like, oh, the baby looks just like his mom. Yeah. Like, I feel like he's so easy to get over on because he wants this family to work so bad. He wants this because his home life and the way he grew up and watching his parents not be together and the different struggles and the drugs and everything, jail, everything. Like, his whole life, he's been through a plethora of issues and he's made it out.
Yep.
But the emotional damage is making him vulnerable to accepting things and not questioning things, because fighting is probably the last thing that he wants because that's all he saw growing up. So it's just easier to go along with what she says as long as it appears on the outside that they're happy, because he doesn't want his life to ever mirror his childhood. He doesn't want any toxicity, even though it's there. He doesn't want to see it. Like, she's toxic, and I don't want to be rude, but he's toxic too. They're both toxic, like together.
Very toxic.
Yeah, they're like a whole. I just feel like they play off of each other, and I don't know how long this can work, because we saw the pictures, we know what happened and everything, but how long is it gonna work? That's my question.
Not very.
Well, there's a human child involved. We don't know whose child. We know it's Mary's, but we don't know exactly who's linked to this baby, this whole baby situation. But the 3-month time, the time was okay for me, because Violet didn't work out her timing right. So we were looking at her half side-eyed, because we were like, that don't sound right to me.
Yeah.
Like, she looked disgusted at him half the time. So you trying to say at some point you were disgusted?
On top of that, within 3 weeks after he got back, she said she was pregnant.
Yeah.
You have to be at least 6 weeks to find out you're pregnant.
Yeah.
At least 6.
I thought that there were pregnancy tests that could tell you early.
Yeah, there's the EPT test, the early pregnancy test. Tells you early, but it's kind of a guesser. Like, just because your HGC levels are different, it's more of a possibility that it's going to be a positive test. But just because it can tell you early doesn't mean it can tell you, because you had sex at 8 this morning, now it's 8 at night, here's your positive result. It's more like your period's supposed to be on the 4th, but you're taking the test on the 1st. We can probably determine if it's going to be positive.
Oh, okay. I see. So,
yeah,
what is the absolute earliest that you can get a positive test?
That's a good damn question.
Around 6 weeks, I think. Yeah, but around 6 weeks. To have a good positive.
Okay, so 6 weeks, there's legitimately a baby in there.
Oh, yeah.
So anything before that, it could be a false positive.
Yes.
Okay. I get it.
Unless you can also go to the hospital and they can do like the pregnancy test through like the blood work.
Yep.
But you have to be at least 4 to 6 weeks along on that as well.
Wow. See, I'm confused. This all confuses me. Donna, oh my gosh, Donna said with that big old American. Okay, I see where you're going with that.
The EPT test says that it's 99% accurate from the day of your expected period. So
it would be the day that you should have gotten it but missed it.
Yeah.
So so that could be up to 30 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So up to 30 days. That's pretty early. Still,
but
it don't work it can't be for Violet though, because it was only 3 weeks after he got back. Well, no, because he got back 1 week. No, it would still work. It's still not his though.
Nothing about Violet works.
No, it's still not his. Like, even if I had concrete facts that were working towards her story, I still think she's a liar.
Yes.
Like, honestly, I still think she's a liar.
Yeah.
It's just what's that word? Circumstantial.
Yeah.
It's just circumstantial. It doesn't make anything she said true. That's just circumstantial. So this hold on. Brandon and Mary. I want to make sure we didn't forget anybody.
Holly.
Wayne and Holly. You're right. We forgot Wayne and Holly. So Wayne.
Oh, the two drug addicts.
Yeah.
Wayne took Holly to the safari.
That's messed
with Mom.
up.
Come on, Car. You know they drug addicts.
That's messed up.
I'm not.
That's allegedly.
That's messed
alleged.
up.
We don't know that.
No matter how you look at it, it's messed up.
So Wayne and Holly went to the safari, which looked kind of fun, but I don't know how. I need my animals to be like on the other side of an electrical fence. Like just to be safe. I don't need to get that close, up close and personal with the animals, because animals are still animals.
Yeah, we have a
and
wildlife safari in Oregon, and it's awesome.
But how protected are you?
I mean, you're in your car,
See,
not in a buggy.
I feel like a car window is really thin for like an animal, like a lion or whatever. Like that's not a lot of protection for me. Like if that animal looks at me and it decides that I taste delicious, and the only thing between me and the animal's mouth is my car window, I'm good as dead, right? Like I feel like
when we went, we were driving through and it was hot, so I had my air conditioner kind of going, but you have to drive really slow, like 2 miles an hour. So I didn't want my air conditioner just cooking us out, so I opened my sunroof, and we were driving through, and it was me and my husband. Everything was good. Everything was fine, having a great time. I'm looking off to this side. He's looking off to this side. And then all of a sudden, there was like the hottest heat you've ever felt in your life. And it just sent chills down our spine. We turned, and this freaking giraffe stuck his whole ass head in my sunroof and was breathing. My windows fogged up. I couldn't see shit. It was scary. I'm not going to lie.
But
giraffes are harmless.
It was.
Well, they're vegetarian, but like they can step on you though, because they don't realize how heavy they are. Like they could accidentally crush you. Like
Yeah, but my fear was like driving off and like hurting it with its head in like it was too close for comfort.
Yeah. I don't know how safe those are for the animals.
Yeah.
I know they're not safe for people. I don't even need an explanation. I know we're not safe in there. We're not supposed to be that close to animals. There's a whole reason why humans and animals are supposed to live separately. We're not supposed to interact with them or challenge their land and vice versa. We should stay away. So what do we think of Wayne's sister? I liked her. Did you like her?
I mean, the few seconds she was on there, I guess she's okay.
I mean, I liked her. I thought it was funny that she said they were really close, and this was our first time seeing her. Did y'all catch that weird?
Yeah.
As I was like, Holly's been here this whole time. Where you been?
Yeah, I didn't even know you had a sister, actually. Until
well, right. I was like, oh, y'all are really close. He's like, her opinion is super important, and I want her to like. And I was like, where's she been at? Where has she been? Because I was like, does she live in another like part of the country? Because I was like, you would think if she was close by, she would have been a little more there and present in this. Because I feel like if you want her to like Holly, that's a project. You should have started at the beginning. Yeah. Because not many people are gonna interact with her right in the beginning and be like, oh, she's great. You know, that's a project. You got to work on that.
I mean, the sister at least looked like Holly and Wayne weren't gonna steal her drugs. She looked fine.
She did look sober. She did.
Yeah.
So Holly and Wayne are getting married at this venue. It's really nice, right? I saw the venue. It was beautiful. There's going to be 15 guests. And they didn't say how much it costs, which kind of irritated me because I like to be all up in their business.
$1.50.
I was like, huh?
$1.50.
Wait, $1.50? No way.
It's not expensive. None of it's
expensive. They probably, because it's like outside. It's outside, so they're probably going to have like a little courthouse wedding.
Wait.
It ain't expensive.
Hey. I mean, it was nice, though. I was impressed. I was like, I think that this is a nice venue for them. I didn't know how much it cost. Like, that's my first question. I remember when we were going wedding venue shopping with Stacy, in Florian, and they were looking at venues that were like over $100,000, and I was like,
yeah, but their taste is way higher than someone who can't even brush their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then she doesn't even have the dress. The dress isn't ready. She's got all this other stuff going on, and they're supposed to be getting married tomorrow.
Yeah.
well, yeah, and they were at the safari instead of getting stuff done. Like, there was a lot of questions there. Like, I've never met a woman who was out lollygagging around the day before her wedding. You know, normally they're out running around like a chicken with their head cut off trying to make it happen. Because even 20 minutes before the wedding, there's like 50 things you got to do before.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Their whole situation is weird. But again, like you said, they're very not present. Yeah. Right? Exactly. Like, they're not present. Like, there's things going on around them, and they're not there with us. They're there, but they're not physically with us. So we don't really know what the hell is going on with them.
Right. Yes.
All right. So next week, we're going to talk about the other way. Wait, that's not what I wanted to say. Next week, we're going to watch the finale or the tell-all of Before the 90 Days. We're going to see who's physically there and who's not, because I was under the impression that Nicola was there physically, but Cara told me that he was on the screen.
He was on
so I have questions. Yes. So we're gonna figure out what's going on with that. And then The Last Resort, I haven't watched yet, so I'm gonna watch it while I'm posting these to Spotify. So we're gonna talk about The Last Resort tomorrow, and make sure you guys join us for that, because it was trending on Twitter. There was a lot of stuff going around. I've been trying to ignore it because I don't want anyone to ruin it for me. So I didn't watch it yet. We're gonna watch that. Join me and Cara and Dee tomorrow. We'll be a little earlier tomorrow, probably. I'll post on my story when we'll be on, so we can talk about The Last Resort. And thank you for joining us again. This was a really long night, guys, because we weren't here last night because there was a power outage in Cara's town, and I was on the other side of town visiting a really good friend. Actually, my very first ever podcast co-host was in town, so I was there at a pool party. I didn't get back in time, so here we are. Here we are, a 2-hour live tonight because of me. I apologize. I'm sorry. Thanks for staying up with us, though. We really appreciate it. Follow my co-hosts, Cara and Dee. They're tagged in this video. Follow me at George Mossey on all social media platforms. GeorgeMossey.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, type in The George Mossey Show, and it'll come up. Thank you for joining us. Everybody, it's late. Y'all are probably going to go to bed, right? So everybody have a good night, and we'll talk to all of you really soon.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Tomorrow.